Good evening, everyone. Welcome to We Gonna Win the League podcast, your weekly tour of highs, lows, dramas, and everything else of Liverpool and Arsenal. We always promise to do other Premier League teams, but as you can see, we're very biased.
Looks like a risk.
Dennis just keeps zooming in.
Wait.
He's just keeps zooming in. So I'm Craig. I'm joined with our usual suspects and Tom, James, and Dennis, and we're going to dive into what's been a interesting week in game week 11, and this is episode 10. So,
11.
First of all, on Den's request, I want to shout out to all two of you who watch every week. 75 views for only two people. That just shows how sad some people are. But that's probably just me in the background at work listening to it. Trying to gather my inner Gary Lineker. So we're going to start this week, as we always do, with the team that is again won in the Premier League, again kept a clean sheet, and that is Arsenal. So I can see a little smile from James and Tom. First things first, Tom, did you manage to watch the game this week, or are we talking you were too busy again?
Yes, I did.
Fantastic. So, that being said, then, if you've watched it, James, do you want to go first and tell me how well Arsenal played, and any just give us your take on it as an Arsenal fan, and did Burnley cause you any problems?
I think the first half we played very well, and I think Declan Rice was obviously the best player on the pitch. He has been for a while now for Arsenal. He's been covering every blade of grass, and I think the other thing I noticed is Gyökeres probably had his best game, and I've just heard on Sky News tonight that he's got injured, and it's a muscle injury, and it's gonna be slightly longer. It's not going to be a short term, so I don't know how long it's going to be, but he's injured, so he's going to be out for the Prague game, and he's definitely out for the Sunderland game. So he's out for a couple of games at least. But it's all right because we've got Kai Havertz coming back, so wipe that grin off your face then. So because Havertz will be back soon, and we've also got Madueke coming back as well, haven't we, end of November? So it's good. So we've only got him missing for 2 games. But yeah, they took him off half time, and I thought, they just rested him. But apparently he got injured. He played a great ball across the pitch to Trossard that led to the second goal that Trossard crossed in and Rice headed in. And the first goal, obviously, was again a set piece again. Dave.
Not just a set piece, it was a corner.
Absolutely shame. I don't think you should be proud of that, to be fair.
So I think, I'm not sure whether Gabriel got a head on it, but I know it went across to Gyökeres and he pretty much had, and couldn't miss really, could he? But he played a really good game, Gyökeres. Trossard played brilliant. Trossard played a great ball to Calafiori in the first half, and I think Calafiori probably should have hit it first time, but he got the shot away and it went over the bar. Yeah, first half we were brilliant. Second half, I don't know whether we eased off or whether it's because, I don't know, it seemed to change when Marino came on up front and we weren't holding the ball up quite as well, and we didn't have quite as many chances. But the first half we were all over him. I mean, Trossard had one off the line, didn't he? So he had a shot off the line. But yeah, we also scored from open play then, which is quite pleasing. And the other thing then is because I thought I'd say this to Dennis because he keeps saying about how poor Arsenal's attack is and we only score from set pieces. And the thing that he covers mostly is how we're 11 men behind the ball and we're part of the bus team. But Burnley didn't have a single shot. In fact, they did have one shot second half. They had a free kick there at the post. And that was the only time they looked like scoring, to be fair. And, had that gone on the inside of the post, Raya wouldn't have stopped that. But yet again, Raya's had nothing to do, so he might as well have been working from home again. Because he's not had a single shot to face. And I don't know how many minutes now. We'll have to see if we can find the fact, Craig. But there's so many minutes now without conceding a shot. Arsenal have not had a single shot.
Everybody, we expected Arsenal to win that game, obviously, away to Burnley. They're currently sitting on the 17 on the Premier League table. So, it was a great game.
Teeth, isn't it?
It's a great game, I think, on the Arsenal's side. Once again, like James said, another set piece that led to the first goal, which Gyökeres managed to Was it a tap in or more of a header? Was it?
Header.
I don't remember. A header, yeah. So it's a great goal from him, and I think a lot of Arsenal fans will be happy with that. He's getting his goals, But yeah, I think Arsenal had the upper up in that game. They controlled every minute of it. Burnley had no chance of just getting the ball through. It's becoming really annoying to see that Arsenal are really strong in midfield. It's not just the defense that I think it's the midfield. The way they place a position midfield, it's almost like a 4-4-2. When the opponent comes attacking them, so as soon as they lose the ball, they switch their formation, their gears on to like cover every piece of the field, so no opponent team can run in. So for me personally, I think the only way to beat Arsenal is through long balls. But I don't see many teams that are good at long balls that are able to do that. Do you think if any team that were pretty good at long balls, do you think they will have the upper hand against Arsenal Sunday? James and Tom?
No, I think that. Well, I've not seen many. The teams we played recently haven't really attacked us much, have they? Really?
No, they can't. It's very difficult. The way I don't know how ARTETA'S managed to do it, but it is so difficult to get through that midfield. It's almost it's like you got like center defense midfielders. Once you lose the ball, all the players turn to defenders all of a sudden in the midfield, and obviously the back four is there to support them as well. So it really is difficult.
What I've noticed about is Rice is playing even better this season. He's playing better since Partey's left and Zibamendi's came in.
Oh, so absolutely, yeah.
And Zibamendi's playing well as well, obviously. And now we're not. And the biggest thing is we haven't got our club captain Odegaard. So that you'd think that'd make a massive difference, but it hasn't even making a difference this season. It's not because obviously Eze's stepped in there, and we ain't even missing Odegaard. We're not even missing Odegaard, which is crazy to think. Because he used to lead the press.
Yeah, I mean Rice. I think Declan Rice is really has. I think this is the far. Since he's been with Arsenal, I think this is his best season so far to date. It's just the way he crossed the ball. It's just the way he does it. It really is frustrating to watch, but it works for them.
What I will concede is I think if we lost Declan Rice or Gabriel would be in trouble because they've made such a big difference. Yeah. And Rice is probably the most crucial one because he's doing so much work in the midfield that if he got injured, then we might be in trouble. I think it wouldn't be the same team.
Yeah, it's definitely your Henderson, on this level.
So,
any opinions on the game, Tom?
I just want to say to Tom, actually, it's a question that you can lead into it, Tom. Just listen to Dennis and Arsenal, Dennis and James talk about if there's an injury now. You're not missing Odegaard, but if there's an injury to other players in the team, they'd be worried. Also, I don't want to say it because it's going to make me sound like stupid because I'm saying it, but you can see the way Arsenal are trying to play using set pieces, using the tall players, being very good defensively. And it's hard to say this playing a certain way because obviously if we all knew, then teams would exploit that. But is this Arsenal style of play for the rest of the season? Do you reckon the longer the team gels, there's going to be a little bit more exciting flow in the play, building up to goals?
Well, I mean, I think they will play similar throughout the season, but I think as different players come in, I think we'll have different sort of playing styles. I think that's the beauty of, and it is really good that we've got a great squad depth. I mean, I think that's the main difference between this season and last season, and that's what everybody's saying. I think we've got players to cover everyone. I think players like Rice are very key players, but I think even if he was injured, I think we would still play well, but it would just depend on if our other players were coming back. So say if Rice, and I know that they don't play in the same position, but say if Rice, OD, say if 2 or 3 of them were out, then that obviously would be difficult, But if one's out when the others are back in, then I don't think that will affect us that much. Even though Rice's free kicks and corners are just sensational, and his pinpoint accuracy is just sort of spot on. It's just amazing. But I think the beauty behind the squad depth is that when different players come on, you're able to do slightly different sort of playing styles. Even though Arteta does obviously favour the sort of set pieces, and that's one of our greatest sort of assets. But I mean, I am a little bit, well, I'm not like fully worried, but a bit concerned that Gyökeres is out, because I didn't know that that's why he was subbed off. So that's not good to hear, because his replacement, I think, is Marino, and even though it's Sunderland, I think we should still be okay, but I don't really trust him as a forward.
He don't hold the ball up as well.
Really. So I think that's a little bit concerning. I think like just hearing that, it just made me a little bit concerned.
Without me sounding negative, though, if you spent all that money in the summer, you would expect Arsenal to have a backup plan. Like, that's what I'm trying to say, a plan B to the way they play.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
Havertz was the backup.
well, like, yeah, but you can't really do much. I mean, like, if your players are injured, I mean, like, that isn't like an excuse. But like,
yeah,
you
but
can't
Marino's
really
good. Considering
do much.
He's been scoring for Spain.
Marino's a good player.
He has scored for Spain, but I just think that, well, like, perhaps Spain play in a different way, and that's what you're getting at, Craig, isn't it? Is like, oh, Arsenal able to sort of change and adapt to the different players that they bring in.
Well, I'm looking at,
and I think they will be, like, sort of as they go on. But so far, I mean, we like haven't had to, have we? Because we won every game. Well, like, pretty much.
I'm thinking if Arsenal are really charging to win the Premier League in a good fashion, obviously considering they started off so well, I'm thinking that teams like Man City or Chelsea who won it who had to adapt to certain situations. So, like, Man City was famous for losing Aguero for injury, yet not playing a striker, and readjusting the formation to call the false nine. Pep Guardiola was one of the managers who created that false nine role because he lost Aguero very early on in the season, and then won the league, and then realised he didn't need a striker the season after. That's what I'm trying to get at. I'm just trying to say, is it too easy as an Arsenal fan, because you've been so used to disappointment for so long, to say, oh, we've lost Gyökeres, who we were complaining about a couple of weeks ago anyway? I'm a bit worried about that, where you've clearly shown that you can play without your, Odegaard, who was your main man last year. Is it just an opportunity for, just see what else the squad can produce? I mean, Marino's a very good backup player.
I think he's a very good player, Marino. Yeah,
and that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking, is it an opportunity to maybe play a certain way? Maybe, he doesn't hold the ball.
We've got a couple of options, haven't we? Because we can put Trossard in the middle, and if Martinelli's back, I don't know. He's only had a slight knock, so he might be back.
I'll be honest, that was the first one I thought about before you said Marino. I thought Trossard would probably play well there, because he, as I saw him against Burnley, he was always looking to turn and shoot and hold the defender back.
Yeah,
and he has played there.
I think it's his position. Yeah, but yeah,
in Sunderland, you could put him there. Sure,
we'll see.
They're quite physical.
We'll see, but yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I think Trossard's really good, like, just on the left, because he can do those things. Whereas if he's in the middle, then he's the one who has to try to draw them out and all this sort of stuff. And that's where you need someone who's bigger and more physical. Whereas he's quite small, isn't he, and not sort of that.
I think we'll play Marino, then play Trossard on the left.
The same as Havertz, is he? Or like,
but we can adapt.
Yeah.
Marino then could switch Trossard in the middle late and put Martinelli on the wing.
Martinelli's played through the middle before as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, he can play through the middle, but he's not very physical. But neither's Trossard, is he? So, but I think it will be Marino. I think against Prague, it'll be Marino up front, and I think it will be Eze, Rice, and Tibamendi.
The point I'm trying to get at is Arsenal, when they've lost players in the past, they've always dwelled on losing the players.
Because they haven't had the squad, yeah.
They haven't got the squad, but also looking at how else they can play. I'm thinking this season is probably, obviously, we don't want to be, as an Arsenal fan, you don't want to be experimenting while you're going well. But as an Arsenal fan, if I was, I wouldn't be looking at it as doom and gloom, because you've got quite a lot of players who can to have the headache of being able to say,
Oh, I never said it was doom and gloom. I just said that I was a little concerned.
Martinelli.
You're making it out to seem like I'm like, oh no,
Make it if you wanted to.
Mamma mia.
I think we've got Nam where he is, well, haven't we? We've got Lewis Skelly who can attack. We've got Calafiori and Calafiori and half attacking fullback, isn't he? And so is Timber. So the way in fact, I think they've been crucial to Arsenal's attack as well, like Timber and Calafiori, the way they get up and back and stuff like that. I think they're quite. But yeah, I think the other thing is I don't think I think we've got enough to be able to adapt and play in a different way. But I think the reason why I say Rice is the most crucial player and probably Gabriel is because if the set pieces do dry up, they dry up because Rice is injured or Gabriel's injured.
Yeah,
but they're the main two from the set.
It's just Steven Gerrard in the team, it's your Henderson in the team.
Yeah, so if the
Declan Rice, I think. I agree with you that Declan Rice is the vital player that you need.
Yeah, because the crosses are so lethal, and Gabriel's dangerous on corners.
Absolute. Yeah, it's his ability. It's just pure talent. I think. Well, I think he's had a lot. It's just improved everything. It's improving every season.
And Gabriel leaps so high, doesn't he? I mean, I think Gabriel is probably so dangerous on corners. Like if we didn't have him in the box. It always seems to go to him, doesn't it? Even when he don't score from a corner, he heads it on to someone and they head it in, like Gyökeres or something. Every time it seems Gabriel gets the first contact and then someone else gets on the end of it. So Gabriel seems lethal from corners or free kicks to me.
One thing I've noticed though, like a lot of teams, like a lot of when Arsenal takes a corner, so they would have the way Arsenal takes a corner, they will have at least 4 players behind the post or behind the goalkeeper. So you got the post there, you got the goalkeeper, and they'll stand here behind them. So every single time they get a goal from there, the ball goes all the way at the back, which sometimes, most of the time, they manage to head it back in, and they have another player that's standing in front of the keeper.
That's what happened in the last game.
Yeah, so that's basically. I've noticed that like some of their goals come from that type of corners, and made me realize like how come none of these managers are able to put two defenders on the post next to the post, just literally behind the keeper in order just to block the shot from whatever header is coming in from the back post. If the ball doesn't go back into the middle, then the back post, like Gabriel's goal coming from when he headed it back in, like why aren't they putting man behind that? Like it's just weird that they're letting goals in that way from the back, but again, it does count. I hate to say it, but but I wouldn't say it's the best tactic. I want to read you some stats here. So since you played Manchester City, excluding Port Vale, by the way, let's not count. So you played Newcastle, including the Champions League. You've won 5 games at home. You played 5 matches at home. You won all of them, and 3 away. All right, and this is a genuine question, right? For Arsenal's caliber, Arsenal's form, the quality of Arsenal's team. Do you think this team are the ones to challenge Arsenal? Let me read the team. You played away to Newcastle. You won that 2-1, but that was just
game, though.
It's an old game, yes, but it started from there, and which you able to get a last-minute goal within 6 minutes extra time.
Yeah, Gabriel again.
Gabriel. And then you played at home, and this is when your home run started. Like you played at home to Olympiacos, which another team that I wouldn't say world class. You beat them 2-0, and then the week on that weekend you played West Ham at home, which again is West Ham. They've been in a bad form until like this weekend they finally won a game. You beat them 2-0. And then you went away to Fulham. I think the Fulham game was quite credible. I think, Fulham played very well against Arsenal there. But then again, that was another set piece that you won that. So you managed to scrape that win 1-0. And the most convincing win that you had was Arsenal.
Yeah, but that was quite a convincing win because Fulham actually didn't have many shots on our goal.
But still, I think Fulham was trying not to concede goals.
Yeah, again. So
no, I want to say convincing because I think Fulham was trying to get a draw. At least he wanted a draw, but
Yeah,
they couldn't
go
get a draw because of the set piece that was.
Well, then after Fulham.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
but we managed to score.
It's similar to the Liverpool game and Man City game. A set piece that changed
Mhm.
the course. And then when you played Arsenal at home against Atletico Madrid, I think that was the only time that I've seen Arsenal that was very convincing that they
Yeah.
went on the attack. They scored 4-0 within 5-6 minutes, like 3 goals within 5 to 6 minutes, and I thought that was incredibly spot on. Like you didn't.
And
play
apparently
well.
that's against a really good defense, Atletico.
Yeah, I mean, Atletico Madrid I consider them in the top 4,
Mm.
La Liga team out there. So that for me deserves the credit. I'm not going to take that away, Tom.
Mm.
And then again, you play another home game, all right? So you just come off from a 4-0 high, and then the weekend after you went against Crystal Palace. But again, you won 1-0. I think was another set piece.
Palace
as
Palace-
1-0
from
to
a
the
corner.
half.
Yeah, so
Palace is
1-0.
the team that beat you twice. Yeah.
Three
So,
times.
like, that
Three
means
times.
that
I'm
they're
making
actually
a point
pretty
there.
good
I'm making a
team.
point there.
Three
You came out on a high.
Okay,
You
3
come out on a high.
times.
So you just won 4-0 against one of the top 4 teams in Spanish football, and then you scrape a goal against Crystal Palace at home from Ezri's corner. I remember that goal. He hit it.
Yeah, the cry
It went in. So that was at home, and then you played the League Cup last week, which is against Brighton. Let's say I know you didn't have the first team full on there, but that's another home game. So you've just come up with all this positive energy, all this confidence. You played another home game, which added to more positive energy from the fans.
What was that score again, Dennis?
That was 2-0 against Brighton.
2-0. Yeah.
Did you score from another set piece on that one, or I don't remember? I didn't actually watch.
I'm trying to think. I did watch that one.
And on Nari, Lewis Kelly assisted.
No, where he scored a prop. That wasn't a corner.
And Saka,
play,
and Saka, did he score from a set piece there, or
no?
Was that a proper goal?
Both open play goals. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was in the League Cup, which is, by the way, it's Brighton against the semi B team. So
semi B team Arsenal as well. We didn't have Gyökeres that game. Right,
but you played Brighton on the League Mickey Mouse Cup, like I said. So you didn't really have.
Yeah, but
that was a home game.
So
you went on.
You get to your point then. Come on.
My point is, you've had the most advantage so far by playing more home games, and you've been somehow played against, I want to say weak teams compared to the Atletico Madrid. And the only convincing game that I saw so far on the last 8 games you played was Atletico Madrid, that you actually went on to play and win it. But the rest of the matches, you had the advantage to play at home against a weaker team, and you've not had a real challenge from any team.
Yeah, but we played Man United away at Old Trafford.
I don't think it's a valid point then, because
that is a valid point.
Random. That's random as to who plays who, isn't it? So that's chosen randomly. So how
it
can
is
we
random, but it works for a top team
there you
like
go.
Arsenal.
So you can't say.
I'm not saying. But you've not been tested yet.
Not a very good
what I'm saying,
point.
and Craig can back me, Arsenal has not played. You've not been tested to the maximum potential of these teams that you've been playing so far. But you're acting like you've been playing Real Madrid every week, and you've beaten Real Madrid every single week and gain all these points.
Well, I haven't
what you have got to give credit for.
I never acted like that.
Every single time, the fan base, the media, everyone's saying, "Oh, they're walking it in." But right now, at the moment, for what I can see, there is just no.
By the way, Dennis's segment so far on this is like Groundhog Day, because he said all this last week. But anyway,
but you fail to acknowledge my point. You're trying to ignore it.
No,
I'm not saying you haven't played
but what you have got to give credit for is we've only let 3 goals in all competitions.
Do you know how many minutes you've gone without seeing the goal?
No, that's what I was asking you. I wanted you to get that up, Craig. I think it's 200 and something minutes, isn't it?
Minute? I thought it was 686.
Oh, is it? It might be then. I don't know. Go on and look it up. I'm not sure.
I mean, 90 minutes is one match.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, so I got it wrong. I think they said 200 minutes about something else. I can't remember what it's about.
12 clean sheets and 15.
Oh, without having a shot, that was 200 and something minutes. Without having a
clean sheets and 15 games. So, very interesting point there, Dan.
You obviously won't agree with me, but
no,
all I'm saying is you haven't played anybody good yet. So.
Yeah, but even with not playing anyone any good, we've only let in 3 goals all season.
And that's what I was trying to get. That's what I'm trying to pick out from what Dan was saying. Then Arsenal aren't winning games. Football isn't
They
all
expected to win, but they aren't convincing.
Arsenal are winning games. At the end of the day, the winning games gain points. So at the end of the day, that's all that matters. But
yeah, of course.
if this is what you're trying to say, Dan, I'm just trying to decipher what you're saying. Because they aren't winning, killing off games excitingly and improving that, goals to game ratio. Is that what you're saying? That they could be like Liverpool where they started off.
What I'm saying is that
1-0, 2-0. But
if
then
you consider the amount of money that they have spent on players,
really good, and it upsets the boat that he could start a tumbling effect. So what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is they've not been tested fully to their full potential. They have all this talent in the team that they brought in over the summer. They spent more than
we've not been tested
million.
because we've not had a shot against us for 290 minutes.
Because, no, all I'm saying is the reason why you're able to win is through to this very fortunate set piece, and you're not finishing off games properly. It's not convincing enough. But once you go against PSG or Barcelona, like, how are you able to go against those teams? Those are the real tests of the
but hang on a second.
I don't think it's fair for you to say that it's fortunate set pieces because
and I can tell you,
the Arsenal players obviously practice those set pieces day in, day out. So you can't say that it's fortunate that we get set pieces and we score them because that's through skill and hard work.
In order to get set pieces,
so, it's not fortunate, is it?
In order to get set pieces, you have to go
skill, hard work, practice.
You deliberately go and get set pieces as your main tactical because that you're able to get a fortunate goal.
So then it's for the opposing team to actually try and stop that, isn't it?
And
I mean, that's the whole point of trying to win a game is the opposing team then actually has to try to stop it. And the other thing I'll just say about that is well, like, since we have like from your point of view being very fortunate in the games that we've had so far, well then it's up for Liverpool to try and capitalize on their next run of easy games. So like it's fair for everyone because like everyone has their fair share of easy games.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Liverpool has had an easy game.
Yeah, but
I'm saying for the whole season. So everyone has their fair share of easy games, like as you put it.
But hang on. So they've lost. Who did Liverpool lost 5 in a row? Some of them must have been easy games. Then it's like Brentford, or I know Palace was hard, but we beat Palace 1-0. And the other thing is as I'm saying to you, the main thing is we've only let 3 goals in. We've let a goal in to Haaland, 1-1. We've let a goal in from your free kicks, a Bosley, and we let a goal in from what's his name, Voldemort from Harry Potter, Newcastle.
You say that a lot of those.
Voldemort.
Okay, fair enough. You're not letting goals in, but if you didn't score from set piece 60-70% of the time, the game would have been a draw. You would have got a point, not a 3 point.
Why is that?
Hang on.
Because why is that an issue?
Because it's an issue. Because it proves my point. The only way to get
no one cares about that apart from you, Den, I think.
A set piece is cheating, Dennis.
No, I'm not saying it's cheating, but you cannot say
around
that you're the best team in Europe.
Yeah.
If you want the title, like Craig was saying, like anybody could go invincible if they go draw all season, right? Without losing,
but that never
happened.
That's ridiculous. That isn't
no,
even
I'm just saying.
That. No team would draw every game.
It's the same logic.
That's ridiculous.
It's the same logic that you are applying. And I can prove to you.
No team will ever go all season unbeaten and not win the league. That won't happen. I can't see that ever happening. If they go all season unbeaten, they'll probably win the league.
It would still be an unbeaten record, wouldn't it? Without losing again.
It probably wouldn't happen. I can't see that ever happening. A team going all season unbeaten and not winning the league.
Because it's not the goal to go draw and then go unbeaten. And you just made the point. But what I'm saying,
Mikey, you go.
What I'm saying so far with Arsenal, that
The
what I'm
goal is
saying,
to
you're
win
not
every
go-
game, Dennis. The
you-
goal is
you
to
are
win every
not-
game.
you've not reached a Barcelona or Real Madrid level yet, or Liverpool level from last season. You're not on Man City, and I can prove to you when you played
And we
Man City,
beat them last season.
when you-
then so.
when you played Manchester City, when you draw to Man City,
Yeah, Martinelli scored. didn't
Arteta didn't have the tactics for it. He sat back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what? So how do we know when you? Like I said, there's not been a real test of a team where Arteta should go on. Like when you're going to play Chelsea, was
Hang
Arteta
on.
going to
Right,
go?
hang on. Go back to last season when we were in Rome and we were 2-1 up with
No,
10
no,
men,
no.
and
No,
they
no,
scored in the
because-
last minute. Did
No,
we
I'm
not play them then?
I'm talking about this season so far.
Right,
You're
then,
saying
right.
you're such the best team in the world, and to show that my point is that when you played Man City, Arteta didn't have the tactics to win that game.
No
Even
one
you
said we're
had
the
the-
best team. No one said we're the best team in the world, but we're
You-
the best team in the Premier League at the moment because we're top of the league.
Well, there you go. You just said it, but you have no.
I don't know
you're
why
not being
Dan comes
tested.
out with these phrases and
No
stuff.
one said we're the best team in the world, but we are definitely the best team in the Premier League at the moment.
It's
because
like-
we're top of the league.
Some fan, yeah, I mean, like they might have said it once or like twice or whatever, but like I never said that like ever.
Well, I would say the most fucking boring Premier League team so far.
Yeah, I'll tell you why it's boring. You want to know why it's boring, Dennis? Because no one's scoring against us. We're scoring goals. We're still scoring. Like we've scored. How many goals we scored? Put us up
You
against us.
scrape goals in, mate.
No,
You're
it's
not
boring because
scoring
no one's
goals.
scoring. That's why no
You're
one's
not
scoring. So
scoring.
we're just closing
that's
games
the
off.
thing. That's my point.
You're
not
making
scoring
it boring,
goals.
mate. You teams are making it boring, but not scoring.
So Arsenal have scored 18 goals.
Right? How many? Has any other team that scored more? Only one, probably. 6.
Manchester City have scored 20.
Yeah,
Wait for it. Liverpool scored 18 goals as well.
same as Arsenal, eh?
Yeah.
But they've let in more.
Bournemouth
And how
has-
many set piece of that
No,
goals?
you can't do that.
Chelsea have scored 18 goals as well. So there's 4 teams.
Yeah, so we're still joint second on the most goals. So we're not boring. What's boring is no one's scoring against us.
boring.
You're making
It
it
is
boring, then.
boring.
It's not scoring against
You're not winning a
You're-
game that
you're
you're
making
supposed
it
to win.
boring.
It is a fucking boring game.
Brighton over Albion, who were sitting 10th in the league, have scored 1 less, 17 goals.
Mm. But
Man
teams
United-
actually attacked us.
Let me tell you, I can compare
saying
you
we're
to,
boring
right?
because teams don't attack us. You're saying we're boring because teams don't attack us. That's what you're saying. We've hardly any.
Because
We've not had a single shot
your
against us
team-
for 200 minutes.
because
For
you sit
200
back.
minutes.
You sit back. You sit
No, how
back.
do we sit
on
back?
that
Teams have
midfield.
not had a shot against us. What for 200 minutes?
So this actually is something that I want to say to you, Den, as well, because you last week, so expertly said that Arsenal pot the bus. Well, we played against Burnley
And they didn't have a shot.
weekend, and Burnley were parking the bus all the time against us, and yet we still got 2 goals, and we
And
did
one of
not
them
pot the
is a
bus
set piece.
once, and
But
they
the
didn't
first goal
score.
came in was a set piece.
So
So
you're
what's-
really. Oh damn!
Yeah, but I
Goodness
saw
me.
someone came
all,
out. Actually,
all I'm trying to say is
someone got
you've
the
not
record
played
of Klopp in
anybody good.
2020 when he won the
against
league, and they said
Manchester
Liverpool
City.
scored a lot of set piece goals.
You
That
have
season,
not
if you look back
played-
on.
You've not been challenged properly of a game of football since Manchester City. That's
And
all I'm saying.
What's the point in even saying that though? Because we will be playing
Because
those
Manchester
teams,
City
and that
are
test
the
will come.
top.
Hang on.
team.
Yeah, but didn't we play Athletic Club after Manchester City?
And
Well, that
I did
test
say
will
to you-
come then.
Yeah,
so
that
that's
test
why
was
are
the
you
only
worrying
test.
about it
That's why I
now?
said to you, the only game out of 8-9 games you played so far that looked convincing that you went when you went to play properly was against Atletico Madrid because you scored 4-0 in 6 minutes. So that to me is,
Does it not look convincing if teams aren't getting a shot against us for 200 minutes? Does that not look convincing?
Well, you're also
but you're getting goals from
asking
set
what's called a
piece.
hypothetical question, aren't you? So
Yeah, but if
Oh
a
my
team
word.
ain't getting a shot for 200 minutes against us, how are they looking convincing? Why aren't they attacking us then? Why are they not looking convincing?
You're
That's
getting
right.
goals. The way you get goals is through set piece. You
Yeah, but
fall
why
off.
aren't the other
Someone
teams
touch your
looking
bl-
convincing? Why aren't they attacking?
Somebody touches Saka, oh my God, give us a free kick or a corner here. Oh,
right.
you play
think-
you play on You play on this.
Give us a weekend. Give us a corner, mate. His corners are more deadly. We don't want
It's absolutely the worst.
I'm going to be the Craig of the group and say, let's move on.
Yeah,
because Dennis is going
Because
on about
just
like old
going
rubbish.
on and on and on and on this point.
this is going to carry on for a few more weeks, maybe years, and let's just plug it a little bit now, because we've got to move on to Liverpool, and I can see this being a bit feisty as well. So Liverpool have obviously can finally breathe now, because they've after a frustrating patch of results, against a Villa team that haven't lost in 4 games, haven't lost since August, I think, in the Premier League. Obviously, Salah found his rhythm again, and it was a 2-0 victory. Then, I watched this game. You guys watched the game, the Arsenal fans. So, Dennis, we've had Arsenal's opinions and versions of what happened against Burnley for Arsenal. Just tell me, from your perspective, I'm going to start by saying Liverpool were not exploited like the other teams did. I thought Aston Villa allowed Liverpool to press them, considering Liverpool have been very poor dealing with distribution from the goalkeeper, so long balls. Dennis, in your opinion, did Liverpool make it harder for Aston Villa to do that, or did you think Aston Villa were poor?
No, Aston Villa played astonished football. It was the best game.
They did it like the first 20 minutes then, but then after that.
When your team is not been informed of, and you've lost a lot of these games, when you have an opponent comes into your ground thinking they will walk it in, they will have that level. They will have that level of motivation. See, this is what you don't understand. When someone's down,
Martinez flunked that ball, and
when you come in, I'm coming to that by the way. I'm coming to that by the way. I'm saying that Aston Villa came in to fight for a win here at Anfield, which they tried to, and they nearly did. They nearly did. And you watched the game, Craig. Whoever took that shot, this is why I say out to you.
It's Rodgers took the first shot.
In football, you need to have a bit of luck, and you can be very unlucky too. Which, by the way, that's the reason why two of the 4 losses we had in Premier League, I think that was very unlucky. That against Manchester United and Crystal Palace, that last minute goals, I think that was just unlucky. That game, those 2 games should have been a draw, but they might manage to get a scrape win. But the Chelsea one, yes, they did beat us, and then the Brentford one, they did beat us fair and square because they were the better team. But against Aston Villa, they came in with the attitude that they're gonna walk in. But having all the first team players rested during the week, I think Slot made a vital decision to rest every single player from the first team, apart from Robertson, which he needed a run in on the League Cup, and we lost to Crystal Palace. So fair play, I think winning the Premier League is much more important than the League Cup in the minute, especially when you've lost 4 games. But Slot came in tactically the way he used the basic tactic what he did last season. He went back to basics. When you lose so many games, he just decided, I'm going to go back to basic. I'm going to play the old teams that I have left. So he played Robertson on the left back. Kerkers was on the bench. Florian Wirtz was on the bench. So we had McAllister, Szoboszlai, Mo Salah, and Gakpo. Those are the players from last season. And the only difference was
Abramovich coming to the gate.
Ekitike. The only player that played that was new was Ekitike.
And the goalkeeper as well.
And in the goalkeeper, yeah, of course. So apart from those 2, Ekitike and the goalkeeper, those are the team from last season. So what Slot did here, he knew he would, if he lost this game, he knew he would be in trouble. So what he did smartly, didn't play the first team, and he went back to basics the way we did play. Even that, it took a while to get the rhythm right. Honestly, we played way better in that game against Aston Villa, and Aston Villa never backed down either. So it was a very 50-50 attacking,
Was it Rodgers that hit the post?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. You need a bit of luck in football. Like that, to me, that was a great shot.
Some good goalkeeping as well, though, Dan, wasn't it? Some goalkeeping.
Yeah.
Some recent.
And you're gonna love this because I hate Martinez. I know you hate the Martinez.
Yeah, and he made a mistake. Played it straight.
He made a mistake. That to me is pure luck. That Mo Salah got to that ball and hit it first time and won, and he got the first goal. And to me, I can't take credit for that. You know, for me, that was luck, by the way. Same for Maguire, managed to get a 90-minute goal. You know, header.
Yeah, but they weren't luck because that's a great ball in by Bruno right to his head. He did what he always done.
Anything extra time is luck to me. You know, if you get a goal extra time, you push it in. That's pure.
You and I've had a lot of luck the last few games, the first games of the season, because you were.
Yeah, we did. Honestly, we did. We were lucky against Newcastle.
You had luck every game, mate.
We did.
I thought the first 20 minutes it was a really good game, to be fair, and I'm a bit disappointed with Aston Villa because they started picking themselves up, and I thought they could have. I thought they were being too much ego with the way they want to play from the back. Because Liverpool were all over him. You make a good point, Dan. I've been banging on about getting Robertson back in that team. I don't know why he's not playing him because he looks.
I think Robertson brought in some stability to the team.
And
that's why I said he went back to basics. Now that's why we won the league.
Really helps.
Yeah, Gravenberch. Yeah,
I don't know why. I can't understand why teams weren't playing like Aston Villa weren't playing long balls through like the other teams were. Why were they playing?
That's what surprised me. Yeah.
Why were they trying to play through you when you've been bad at long balls? You've been.
That's what I just said at the beginning because it was like they were trying to be. It was adamant playing this way was going to work for them, and they just kept losing the ball.
I like to think that was ego from Emery, thinking, "Oh, we're going to smash Liverpool by playing. We want to play them properly, not trying to do all this set piece corners, you know."
And don't forget, then Emery's better than Arteta, so Emery's a better manager. We should have kept Emery. Don't forget, so.
Yeah, no, he's definitely better when his first season.
Carry on.
Well, anyway, Ekitike had the best header of the game. I think when he managed to get that goal, but unfortunately, it was offside by his foot. VAR rolled it offside, which is really ridiculous. But fair play, you know. To
be fair, though, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to cut you. I thought it was much more than a foot. Are you talking like a foot boot, or are you talking like a foot? Because he was, I think. He was more out.
No, he wasn't that much offside, mate. I don't think he was much offside.
I mean, okay, fair enough. I don't know what he
was very slim.
What about the Jake the Snake DDT on McAllister from the corner?
So what happened? And then Gakpo came. I think someone came off, and Florian Wirtz came in, and he was able to get that ball into Gravenberch, which, by the way, he did a run in into the goal, and just smashed that hard, and he managed to get a goal. So that went 2-0. Even though we went 2-0 up, Aston Villa would just keep fighting, man. They never stop. Like they would just keep giving us all this attacking thing, and we did struggle. And defensively, we were a lot better than usual. I think Van Dijk knew that Robertson, he could rely on Robertson, just looking over his shoulder, not to worry about Kerkez going off somewhere or getting a pointless yellow card. But overall, yeah, it's 8.9 out of 10 performance. Goalkeeper did very well, yeah. That deflected from, that shot from Aston Villa deflected on Van Dijk's foot. That was about to go in, by the way, and he literally just jumped in and saved that. So, well done to Mamash Billy. You guys got any opinion on Liverpool's game? Did you watch the highlights or?
I just saw highlights because I was away, but Tom can go next if you want.
So I watched the whole game. I think, much like you all said, Aston Villa had the best sort of first half was better for Aston Villa until Martinez just did that absolute howler. I mean, who knows what was happening there? But
this is why
but he gifted Salah a goal, and
yeah, it was a gift. I admit that was a gift.
I mean, it's good for him that he's got. I think it's the 250th goal that he's got for Liverpool, and so it's good that he's got that. But I kind of think that he would have wanted like a better goal to have. Was this to was
Yeah.
that sort of?
Do you think, James?
I thought a win's a win, Tom. So surely a goal's a goal.
Yeah,
No, it was
great,
Guardiola.
but I mean, from Salah's perspective, I think he would have wanted a much better
more,
goal
yeah.
to sort of to try and celebrate that.
Let me tell you, that couldn't have happened to a better mistake from a keeper. Martinez is such a tip.
I don't know Martinez.
Like,
yeah, even
I thought, like if I wanted a keeper to make a mistake, I would rather be him and go against him because he is.
I mean, it is good because he's got a massive ego. So,
I mean, he won a CFA Cup when we had a Bamiyang. He made some great saves.
But yeah, and I think after that, I kept on hoping for Villa to sort of try and get something, but they didn't. So,
and I just want to read you something here quickly.
And before the game actually started, I was sat on my lovely sofa, and I actually was thinking to myself, I think that Liverpool will actually go and win this game. Like, I just had a feeling that they'd win, and they did. So
yeah. What do you think? How do you think they get on against Man City, Tom?
I'm called Mystic Tom.
Man City. I want to read this to you. This is why
I guess Man City. I think they'll lose against Man City.
I just want to read this to you.
Lose against Man City.
I want to read this table to you, all right? This is why everything's so negative against Liverpool the last 3-4 weeks. We've lost 4 games in the Premier League, and we won 1 game. All of a sudden, we're third on the top 4. We're back on the top 4 now. We're staying on third. So, for me, those hate from all those whatever fans are coming from, the Glory Hunter fans, it's really mind-boggling, you know, like the media and everything, all social media influences. Oh, Liverpool this, Liverpool that. We won 1 game out of 5, and we're back on the top 4. Like, so we might lose to City, but hopefully we can win or get a draw at least. In any game after that, hopefully we play again better. So that would, keep us up, hopefully. But I just don't understand.
The last
few weeks on all this hateful
it's like you said then, last season, I think you said that Liverpool had lost 4 games, but like they went on and won the league. So like I never would have said something like I never was part of that sort of witch hunt. Like,
no.
But there's definitely don't try bloody smother him up now, Tom. You were the witch hunt. You were the top of the bloody front. You were the front.
I never was at
the Tom even dressed up as a witch, didn't you?
Witch hunt, this silly witch hunt idea.
Should we have a little mention?
But honestly, I mean, like all teams get that, I mean, like all teams, like so once they start to lose, then like their fans go crazy, and then
I think they give it to the United fans.
They win, and then they start thinking, oh yeah, like
I mean, Man United fans, it's a different level, man.
It's all good again. So like, there's nothing new then.
I remember when we used to come 4th every year under Wenger, and he used to post it on my Facebook every week. 4th every week.
We got about 10, 15, 12 minutes left, but I just want a quick mention. What did you think of Manchester City's form at the minute? I didn't watch the game, but I watched the highlight yesterday, and oh my God, Erling Haaland again, man. That guy is a pure Viking beast, man. He scored 13 goals now. He's the top goal scorer of the Premier League. If you look at the top goal scorer, the next one is 2 or 3 goals, and he's got 13. Like, that number is insane. What do you think of that?
Well, just before we go on, I mean, the person who's second as a defender, Semenyo for Bournemouth, then Danny Welbeck's third, who's like a pensioner.
How many goals have they scored?
Danny Welbeck's playing well.
So Semenyo scored 6, Welbeck scored 6, Igor Thiago scored 6, and Mateta scored 6, and then he's Salah at 4. So he's got
Erling Haaland 13.
Yeah, 13.
That's mental to me. It's only been how many game week now? 10, 12, 11 weeks game. 11. Game week 11. So he's
So
Are
I
you
watched the
worried about
game.
that, Tom? James, are you worried about
I
Manchester
mean,
City's form at the minute for the title?
I mean, I think everyone is. Yeah, I mean, like Haaland is an absolute beast. He's just absolute world class.
I mean, it
I
was a
watched
good
that
result for
goal.
you last
Like
week.
I watched the game, and yeah, just his first 2 shots and 2 goals. So like that sort of says it all, really. And like it isn't just Haaland, but you can specifically see that the whole team is built around just getting the
striker.
ball to him. So uh, really, as long as they do that, then they're a threat. Yeah, for sure. I think the other goal scorer was, I think, right back. I think it's O'Reilly, and that was his first goal in the league as well. So that's good for him as well.
Yeah, it's kind of
But
scary.
yeah, they're getting back to, well, like not like the form they were like a few years ago, but like they're sort of close to it. And with Haaland up front, and as I say, the tactic is just try and feed it to him at all costs.
So I want to ask Dennis a question quickly. I want to ask Dennis a question. So if you were to lose to Man City, what would that be? 5 defeats, would it? Can you come back from that, or is it all over if you lose to Man City?
I think we've lost the title race. If you lose to Man City next week, the title race for us is over, and the only aim for us to get to is finishing top 4, and then focus on the Champions League. I think that's the way forward, or even the FA Cup. You know, those 2 cups left over.
Let me ask you the reverse. If Man City were to lose to you, was the title race be over for them? Because they'd have lost 4.
Manchester lose. It depends if Arsenal wins. If they win, and I wouldn't say
you've got to bet your money on City, though, aren't you? They always come back around.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you can't. City
Man City hasn't lost that many games. How many?
Well, they'd have lost the same amount of you. If you beat them,
they lost 3.
Yeah, if you beat them, you've lost 4. They've lost 4. If they beat you, you've lost 5, and they've lost 3.
Yeah, and then it will be Arsenal's title to lose. There'll be a good chance that Arsenal will run away with it until, if Gyökeres doesn't get back on form, if he's injured again,
he's injured.
Yeah, well, there you go. It just depends if anybody can step up, and once you get the bigger game,
Havertz is going to be back.
And imagine you have Bayern Munich in 2.5 weeks' time. Like, see how you go. Like, if you beat Bayern Munich, I will say on the podcast that you are probably the best team in Europe if you beat Bayern Munich. If you can get past them. And I will admit it, that Arteta's a good manager. I made a promise, and I will agree that
Bayern Munich aren't the best team in Europe, are they?
And I'm going to start worrying that Arsenal might actually win something this season. If you beat Bayern Munich the way they're going at the moment, I will be convinced that Arsenal will win a trophy.
It is a bit of a fact for you. How long did it take Ferguson to win a trophy?
6 years.
5 years.
I think it took him 4, actually. I think he won the FA Cup in 4 or 5 years. But, as I said, Arteta already won the FA Cup in 5 months. So.
Yeah, but Emery's team.
Yeah, well. Slot's
team. No. Slot started a new pre-season with this team. Arteta got in after all the hard work Emery did, and then
on the FA Cup, the runs in the FA Cup, he finished it off there. It's just too bad.
It is another good thing about. Hang on, there's another good thing about Arteta. Just before we carry on, Arteta is also the only manager who's gone to a big club. And it's his first job as a manager, and he's been doing this well as a first job.
Well, that is pretty incredible. I mean,
it's his first job. He never managed a team before.
Yeah, but he was under Pep as well. Don't forget, he was under Pep.
No, he wasn't. So Pep. No, you called him Pep's ball boy. Don't go back on it now. You called him Pep's ball boy. You said.
Yeah, I will have to go soon, man. I'll have to go in a minute. It's going finishing up.
Is this the Premier League you're on about? Is this the Premier League? Or are you talking about?
Yeah, the Premier League. Yeah, the top league, obviously.
Well, Xabi Alonso at Leverkusen.
No, I was talking about the Premier League. Yeah.
Oh,
I
right.
mean, in English football, yeah.
It
Yeah, in
doesn't
English
count, Craig.
football, Arteta's the only
Anything
one who's
outside
done
England,
this
it
well
doesn't
for
count. Only Arsenal
under
can do
first
incredible
I was
things in
just going to
Premier
say
League.
Pep Guardiola, Barcelona.
Yeah, but I mean English football, don't I? Out of the Premier League, he's the top. You know, he's the only one that's done this well in his first job.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to go, guys, in a minute. Is there anything last orders or?
Yeah,
Also,
I've had a question coming from the from the fans. One of our 2 followers have asked this.
Have we actually had a question?
One of our 2
on TikTok, yeah.
One of our 2 fans have asked a question, and I think Dennis brought this up, James brought this up halfway through, so it might not be fitting now. Would you say the way Arsenal's playing, 25 points, 10 games in, only 3 goals conceded? This goes to Tom and James first. Is Arsenal the best team, the best footballing team right now?
Yeah, they've got to be.
Okay, but earlier you said they weren't. So what I'm trying to say is, why? Tell me why you think Arsenal are the best team currently right now in Europe.
Oh, you mean in Europe, right? Okay.
Yeah, but if not, why? If not, who's better?
Oh, I didn't know you meant in Europe. I thought you meant
if not, who's better and why?
Right, okay. I don't know about Europe because I don't watch enough European football, so I'm out of that one. It'll have to be Tonga. I mean, we're the best team in the Premier League.
You can't just watch the Premier League. I mean, the Premier League.
I mainly watch it. I only get highlights of. So it's very difficult to say, and it's very difficult. But I do think that we're the best team in the Premier League at the moment.
Yeah,
but you sit on the top table.
There's massive competition that every team.
Yeah.
So in the Premier League, there's this massive competition every team fights to get into. It's the Champions League. Yeah, that's one of the best European teams. You must. Arsenal, Bayern Munich, PSG.
Oh yeah, we're up there. We're favourites, aren't we? We're already favourites for the Champions League.
Your favourites? Okay.
I think we're on the favourites for the Champions League and the league. They said, but I can't see us winning both.
Tom, what about yourself?
I think I rely with the AI since Den is a massive fan of AI. I think there's this. I think I saw the other day that AI is actually predicting that Arsenal will win the league and the Champions League.
So yeah, I said we're favourites.
That's not the question.
That we are the most
favourites. Let me carry on in a second.
AI predicted Arsenal last year before the season started. So what's your point?
Yeah, but let me carry on a second. So we are favourites to win both, but also we're more set up to be a great cup team because we don't let in many goals. And great cup teams, we're more like the old George Graham team, aren't we? Where we used to win 1-0 all the time, 1-0 to the Arsenal.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're 10 games in. I mean,
yeah, well, you're asking me the question. I've got to answer the question.
No, I'm saying it. Okay, fair enough. No, I apologise. I thought you were going back to the Premier League thing. Which you said, okay, fair enough. Apologies.
We are more set up for a cup team than a league team. But at the moment, letting in 3 goals, you could win cups, couldn't you? If you're only letting in 3 goals, you could get draws and go to extra time penalty.
Fair enough, yeah.
So do you agree they're the best team in Europe and in England?
I think it's hard to say we're the best team in Europe yet. We haven't seen enough. We haven't played enough teams in Europe this season. But we got to the semi-finals last year, didn't we? So we got fairly, and then Paris knocked us out. So we've got to have improved on last year, surely, with this squad. You'd have thought. So we've got to progress. So I'd expect us to at least get to the semi-finals. At least.
Here's a quick question. I know, Tom, I was going to ask you for your opinion, but you just used the AI, so straight away you're out. So how well Arsenal are doing currently now? And this goes out to both of you. And you are really cruising. I mean, you sit here, you're 7 points ahead. You've only let in 3 goals, and you haven't conceded a goal in nearly just over 500 minutes. If Arteta does not win the league this season, I remember you saying to me over 10 years ago, James, if Liverpool didn't win the league in 2013, they wouldn't win it for another 10 years.
I was winding you up.
What I'm saying is, if Arsenal do not win the league after how well they started, our question mark's going to be over Arteta's head. Because I'll tell you what, I can't see Arsenal not winning the league now. So if they weren't to win the league,
yeah,
I mean,
I think they definitely would be, yeah, for sure, because of the amount of money spent and the way that we're doing this season and the way that we've got great squad depth. There definitely, undoubtedly, would be a lot of questions, and I think he might get let go. I think.
Are you saying if they don't win the league or they don't win nothing? Because there's a difference.
Oh, the league. It's got. I mean, you're 7 points ahead, 3 goals conceded. Again, like I said, you haven't let a goal in 600 minutes.
So say they win the Champions League but don't win the league, would you still beat Arteta out?
Oh no. Champions League.
No.
If they won the FA Cup,
he needs to win one of the big ones, yeah. So
you're saying if they only win the League Cup,
the League or Champions League,
you're saying if they win the League Cup and the FA Cup, and then they go out of both the other two, they're out. You reckon he should go?
I think Arteta will stay.
He wouldn't
I can't
go
see
there.
Arsenal
No.
sacking a manager if they've only won the League Cup. I know Liverpool did it with Kenny Dalglish, but I cannot see Arsenal doing that. Okay, I mean, like, if he doesn't win the Premier League or the Champions League, would there be a bit? There would be a bit to say because while you're doing,
it's very difficult though to say. What if they won the League Cup and the FA Cup, and then they lost the league by 2 points?
Can we just look at the scenario?
I think he would stay then for sure. I mean, if he doesn't win,
I don't know because I think this is the
opportunity doesn't help Arsenal to win the FA Cup, League, or Champions League. Then yeah, I think he's probably gonna be on his way out.
I can't. If Arsenal win it this year, it'll be a missed opportunity because let's be honest. I'm not winding you up. There are teams that are losing a lot of games currently. That would normally lose this many games at the start of the season. The fact that Bournemouth and Sunderland are near the top. You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
Just a scenario. Okay, let's say he doesn't win nothing.
Yeah, I think he'd be out then. Yeah, I think he'd be in trouble.
I
think he'd be in trouble because of the money he spent. Okay. I think he'd be in trouble then. If we didn't win nothing, then I think he'd be in trouble. But then you go back to the question. See, I think if he won the FA Cup and the League Cup and came second, he just lost the league by a couple of points.
I don't think he'll get sacked then either.
I don't think he'd get sacked then. But also, I think the other thing is, because they do look at how you progress every year, don't they? And obviously, if he got to the final, say if he got to the final of the Champions League and lost the league by 2 points and won something, and he just a little bit off, then they might say, "Oh, he can't get him over the line." They might say that. I don't know what they're going to say.
I think you go back to the old question. Because you're in the semi-final and you only lost the league by a few points a couple of times now, or a few games. So
it all goes back to the question, like they used to say in the Wenger, isn't it? Who would you get any better at this point?
Yeah, but look how far that went on.
Yeah, I know.
What I think is that if Arsenal gets through the semi-finals Champions League, say they won and they lose, say they lose the League Cup, they lose the FA Cup, and they lose Premier League by 2 or 1 point to Man City or something, and they got to semi-finals, I don't think Arteta will be in trouble. I think he will keep the job because it's just when you lose 2 points, it's not really sackable offense, isn't it? Like, when you started, but when you get to semi-finals, but if you get knocked out in the last 16 or even quarterfinals and you lost 4 or 5 points on the Premier League,
the funny thing is, every week they sing second again, weren't they? Singing that a lot. Even the Port Vale fans were singing it. But the thing is, how many teams would love to come second?
Arsenal fans.
How many teams would love? Hang on, listen. How many teams would love to come second 3 years on the trot? Yeah, that's pretty much every team in the Premier League, other than Man City and Liverpool.
Yeah. Anyway,
at the moment,
I will have to go. Because we got an hour now.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go as well.
Then bye.
Oh yeah. All right. Is that it then? Yeah. No.
Yeah, Dennis is going to everyone is. Bye.
That's all, folks.
I was just about to say, though, you're editing the video. Okay, everyone, thank you very much for joining in. Dennis has got to go, so we all have to. See you next week.
We'll